It is really exciting to see this article in The Guardian today. More books, more are published than could ever succeed. Are there too many books? This is the most positive assessment I have seen in a major publication of self-publishing, especially in comparison with traditional publishing, because traditional publishing is usually romanticised, self-publishing is stigmatised. In actual fact, this should not be the case. So I'm going to read some of my favourite parts, but I recommend that you read the whole article by Richard Godwin. The idea that self-publishing is the preserve of hopeless hobbyists producing books no one wants to read is at least a decade out of date. There has been this suspicion of self-published authors from the beginning, says Catherine Tussig of Storm, one of a new breed of digital-first publishers that are capitalising on what she describes as a revolution in self-publishing. There is a perception that the quality is lacking, but you only have to look at the bestseller charts. Indeed, self-publishing has allowed authors to provide precisely the sort of books that people want to read, argues Natalie Butland, Creative Insights Director at Bookatour, the UK's leading digital publisher. There are self-published authors who are making millions, but you wouldn't have heard of them, she says. The model has been particularly successful in catering to fans of genres that have been overlooked by mainstream publishers. For example, LGBTQ+ romances and romanticy, or trends that are deemed to have passed, such as psychological thrillers or dystopian young adult fiction. A 2023 survey of 2,000 self-published authors by the Alliance of Independent Authors found that almost half exceeded $20,000 in revenue and 28% earned more than $50,000, far more than the vast majority of traditionally published authors. If you can write a book that people want to read and you package it well, you can make £25,000 to £30,000 per book, says Butland. It's really not an unreasonable expectation. Meanwhile, traditionally published authors will receive an advance payment, usually paid in instalments, on signing the contract, after submitting the final manuscript, and on publication. Advance amounts vary a lot depending on the author, but typically a debut author can expect to receive between £5,000 to £10,000 in total. After that, many authors never see any money again. Royalties are only paid after the advance amount has been made back through book sales. Goes on to say, the other side of that coin is plummeting author revenues in the traditional industry. The Authors Licensing and Collecting Society reported in 2022 that the median income of full-time authors had fallen by around 60% since 2006 to just £7,000 a year. Second last quote, traditional publishers spend most of their marketing budget on the books that have received the largest advances and almost nothing on the books that don't. So most books don't really get a chance, she says. You can make a relatively sensible guess on what